congratulations on this film. It was such a ride.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
But when you first came across this film, you thought it was a bit left of field. How do you go from that to, yeah, why not? I'll take it on.
Um, I it's kind of like, I think it's my ninth film, and I think they've all been a bit like that. You know, you go, oh yeah, yeah. And I think it's the way to do it is that you just got to jump in, and if there's things in it that you see and you go, God, that's going to be really hard, or that's really interesting, then that's the reason to take it. Or reasons not to take it, usually the reasons exactly to take it. You know.
I love the way the producers described this. One of the producers described this as a Russian doll of genres because there is so much going on. Like you're going from one extreme to the other. How would you describe it?
Well, that's how I described it. They've nicked my quote.
Oh. Well, Ben Wheatley described it as a Russian doll of genres.
Yes, it is like a Russian doll of genres. Yeah. That's God. They see this is what happens, and they do the press release, and they all read it, and then they use it themselves.
Oh, hold on. I could have let me just put my hand up to the producers. I could have read it wrong, so maybe it did say Ben Wheatley. But anyway, why Russian dolls?
Well, because the movie is several movies tucked inside themselves. You know, so you've got this thing. It starts off as you think, and it's kind of to do with why how Du Maurier planned it. You know, she's kind of like smuggling this story in. So she smuggles in this thing. It's like you go, oh, it's a romance novel. Oh, brilliant! It's a widower who meets a girl and they fall in love. And oh, that's great. I love that kind of thing. Oh my God, it's a ghost story. I didn't see that coming. But there's no ghost. Oh no, there's a crime and a murder and then you know it just goes on and on and on. And I think that's what was so interesting, that it kind of smuggles you through all these into these different stories again and again and again.
Yeah, and as a result, I was gripped because I thought I knew exactly where it was going. I was like, oh no, let's take a bit of a gear shift.
This is why I took the job, you know, because when I read the script, that happened, and I was like, oh no, oh my God, no.
Now, Ben, one thing I definitely know you did say was that, well, now I shouldn't say that because maybe you didn't, but when you were on set, you had an amazing cast, but sometimes you were intimidated by them. How do you move past the intimidation of being on set with Kristen Scott Thomas and going, I'm about to tell you how I want you to play this, to going, actually, we're a team here?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think the thing is, usually that all that is just taking a deep breath and then going and doing it. You know, you have to. That's your job. But certainly with this movie, there was a lot of rehearsal, so a lot of those kind of wrinkles had been ironed out quite early on. You know, we'd all had these conversations, and that was the brilliant thing about it, that we got to talk a lot before we did the movie, so we didn't have to do it on set so much. And with Kristen, she's always so brilliant. You don't really, you know. And also, as a director, I'm not. I think the clue's in the name. You know, it's like I don't tell people what to do. I'm more like nudge them very gently, because if you tell them too hard, then they can really put people off. You know, and what you want is, you want something specific, but if you ask for it, then they try and do that thing, and then they might. Consciously trying to do it might ruin it. So really, you're just waiting for them to do it, and you just kind of keep nudging them until if they find it themselves, that's so much better than if I kind of directly go, well, I want it like this, and be prescriptive, you know.
But what does happen when they're not taking the direction, when they're going off and doing their own thing? How do you handle that?
I've never really had that experience, and it's mainly, and I think there's a line between good directing and good casting, you know. And if I'm anything, I'm really good at casting. So like
you really are.
I am good at casting. I'll take that credit. So with good, cast people, you get the right performances, and you don't ever have that problem of them going, you know, completely off piste and it being a real problem, you know. So that side of it is, yeah. So it's very rare, very, very rare that you're at the monitor going, oh, this is not what I want, you know.
Well, they delivered an amazing performance in this, but you've also got other cast members in other films that are coming up. Alicia Vikander in Tomb Raider 2.
Mm.
With COVID going on, can you start production and stuff like that? Or is it all pre-production that you can do at home and then just wait for the world to reopen?
Yeah, I mean, I think basically everything's on hold in that respect it was going to be until Christmas, but I think realistically stuff is way into the future now, you know. On the bigger movies, it's much tougher to start them. So yeah, so a lot of stuff is prep and just talking.
Yeah.
and storyboards and stuff like that. So yeah, it's going to be a while yet, I think.
Well, while you do your prep, we can enjoy Rebecca, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. Ben, thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.